Morning. I'm a late start today. We have somewhat of a shorter class. Also, the copies are not ready, the English copies, so we're going to just listen with your ears, not with your eyes today. Okay. So we're holding section 7. We learned that Chassidus is the idea of Yechida. It's an energy, a vitality, a chayus in Hebrew, a life force that is on the level of Yechida. And automatically, when it comes out into the fore, everything starts to live in an essential level, as the word is used here, chayus atzmi. Every single thing, and whether that is all the different things that we said in Torah study, the Kabbalah is revealed, and the secrets of the Torah, and when it comes to going beyond the letter of the law, these are all things that are vitalized through the revelation of Chassidus, but they all happen simultaneously. It's not something that it's a stage by stage process. So for this reason, we're going to see in section 7 why Chassidus is compared to oil. So let's see inside. Gami tam zeh, also for this reason, nimshula toiras hachasidus l'shemen rozin de rozin. For this reason, the teachings of Chassidus are compared to oil, which is considered the secrets of secrets. Now, I'll tell you, interestingly, before we go further, the Rebbe is quoting here these words, the idea of that Chassidus is compared to oil. It's called the secrets of secrets, is from a long mimer from the Mittler Rebbe, the second Chabad Rebbe, in the book called Imre Bina, which is a very, very deep Chassidic work of Chassidus. And over there, the Mittler Rebbe explains the difference between oil, which is called the secrets of secrets, rozin de rozin, and wine, which is just called rozin, secrets. That one of the differences between wine and oil is, even before their source fruit is crushed to make the product. So you have grape and you have olive. So it says over there that a grape, the longer the grape juice, the wine, stays in the grape, the longer it's hidden inside the grape, the more it adds strength, so to speak. It adds intensity to the I don't know if it's the flavor or the type of wine. I don't know exactly how the exact winemaking in this case works, but through it staying in the grape, it gets stronger. Whereas the oil that's in the olive, staying in the olive doesn't make it get stronger. It doesn't matter. In other words, it doesn't matter to the oil. As far as the oil is concerned, it doesn't matter if it's inside the olive or outside the olive, if it's concealed or if it's hidden. It's above both being hidden or concealed. Whereas wine is, so to speak, better when it's more concealed. So a similar thing, Kabbalah, the secrets of the Torah, they're secrets. The more they're hidden, the quote unquote better they are. Whereas Chassidus, which is the oil of Torah, by it staying revealed, by it staying concealed, doesn't add anything to it, means that it's above the definitions of concealment and revelation. So therefore, it's able to take something that is concealed, like Kabbalah, and make it revealed. That's in a nutshell. I don't know if the numbers are the same in the footnotes, but it's here it's for number 48. Okay, so for this reason, Torahs of Chassidus, the teachings of Chassidus, are compared to oil. So let's go. Shemen hu nekudas hatamtzis, essence shall kol davar. Oil is the core point, the essence of every single thing. I still don't have a clarity of what this means. This is something that's brought in Chassidus. There are mentions it here. Oil is the core essence of every single physical object, whether it's a piece of paper, whether it's a piece of salad, whether it's a piece of rock. It doesn't matter. There's a essential oil, so to speak, within each of these things. Why? What does it mean? I don't know. But this is what it says. So, what does that mean? From this, we have to say that from its, as far as it's concerned, as far as this oil that in the physical objects is concerned, it is removed from all these things. Because if oil had a specific relationship, connection with a particular object, it couldn't be present in every single object. Rather, oil is considered an essence. Being that it's an essence, it is found, it is present in everything. Because an essence is found in everything. So now the Rebbe is going to point out there's an interesting, I don't know the right word is, dichotomy that Chassidus contains, because it's like oil, that it's both within everything and also at the same time it's not at all in anything. But the key word in that part of the sentence was, it's not at all in anything. Okay, within. So let's see, if a davar zeh, this thing, this matter, like all matters of the inner dimension of Torah, Mizbate gam beniglu the Torah is also expressed in the revealed part of Torah. Ad bahalacha l'maisa, till even Jewish law. This, everything that exists within the inner dimension of Torah, in the soul of Torah, is expressed in the revealed part of Torah, in let's say the stories of Torah, the anecdotes and the laws, even to a practical law. So what? Mitzad echad, on the one hand, Hashem and Einu mis'arev b'shar mashkin. Oil does not get mixed with other liquids. Uli'idach kisa, and on the other hand, mifafehu b'chol davar, it permeates everything. So what the Rebbe just did was reference two different unrelated laws that have to do with oil within Jewish law, and shows that oil has this split personality to it, so to speak. It's not really a split personality, but because of its character, that it's an essence, it contains two opposites, which is that on the one hand, it doesn't mix with anything, with any other liquid. That's the nature of oil. And also, it permeates everything. So what is this referencing? So the first is that oil does not mix with other liquids. Now you could tell me, just you try this is the famous kids science experiment: mix oil with water and oil flows to the top. But this is actually based on something written by the sages a couple thousand years ago. That this is a specific case. You have a cup of two things in it. There's wine and oil, but not regular wine and oil. This is wine that is teruma, and oil, which is as well teruma. Teruma is a certain type of thing that's given to the Kohanim, the Beis Hamikdash, and the Holy Temple, has a certain level of sanctity to it. Now, the sanctity can be messed with if somebody is impure. If they touch it, it can make it impure or invalidate it, as we'll see in a second. So, if you have a cup, okay, on the bottom half you have wine of teruma, top half you have oil of teruma. And somebody who's called a tivul yom. Tivul yom is basically someone who became impure, and they're almost done the purification process. All that's needed left is for the sunset. As soon as sunset occurs, they're completely pure. However, until sunset, they're technically pure, but they're not really pure. They're missing a crucial element of their purification process, even though the impurity is, so to speak, not present anymore. So if they touch certain things, they can validate those things. For example, one of them is teruma. If a tivul yom touches teruma, they can invalidate that teruma. So the question in the Talmud is asked, if a tivul yom comes and touches the oil on top of the wine, he doesn't touch the wine, he touches just the oil, he for sure invalidates the oil. The question is, does he invalidate the wine as well? This is an argument between the sages. This is the opinion of most of the sages, who say that when he touches the oil, he only invalidates the teruma oil. He doesn't invalidate the teruma wine because, again, same reasoning, oil and wine, they don't mix together. So when he's touching the oil, he's only touching the oil. We don't look at it as if he's touching the wine as well. Then there's the opinion of the sage Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri says when the tivul yom touches the oil and invalidates it, he also invalidates the wine. The reasoning is not because he holds that oil and wine do mix. No, even he holds that they don't mix. He understands they don't mix. Rather, because they have a somewhat of a connection, because the two are touching, because they're touching, therefore we look at it as almost like one entity. We don't actually look at it as one entity because then they don't mix. But we look at it as if they're one entity, and the oil also, the wine also becomes invalidated. So that's the idea that the oil is not mixed with other liquids. On the other hand, oil penetrates and permeates everything. This is from Code of Jewish Law, the laws of forbidden mixtures, like forbidden food gets mixed in with kosher food. How do you deal with that? So if you have a piece of meat, this is a different example. Let's see, if you have a piece of bread that's not kosher, for example, don't rule based on what I'm saying. This is just in theory talking. Bread on Pesach, on Passover, bread is completely not kosher. Okay, I'm using bread particularly as an example because bread is very dry. A piece of toast, even let's use toast. If the toast, which is not kosher, touches and it's hot, let's say, and it touches another food that is kosher for Passover, and it's on Passover, that other food is affected to a minute degree. It comes to forbidden, not completely. Let's put it that way. Whereas if you have a piece of meat that's not kosher, okay, a piece of meat is very fatty, very juicy piece of meat, and it's hot, and it touches another piece of food that is kosher, another piece of meat, let's say, that is kosher. Because the oil is fatty, it's oily, it actually, we look at it as if the oil, the non-kosher taste permeates completely the other food. Not just a layer or a little bit, it goes through the entire thing, because the shemen is mafafeyahu b'chol, it permeates the entire thing and everything. Okay. So v'lachein nimshul ateiros haChassidus l'shemen. Therefore, the teachings of Chassidus are compared to oil. Ki gam bo shtei tichunos, because Chassidus also contains these two characteristics. Mitzad inyono ha'atmi eino misareves b'shum davar. Etzem nekudas hachayos shalamayla mispashtus. From due to the fact that it is an essential vitality, an essential energy, which is higher than extension or expansion of the, I'm just translating the word here. It's a point. It's an nekuda in Hebrew. It doesn't mix into anything. On the other hand, it extends to and it permeates and it penetrates every single thing. So this is why you'll find in Chassidus the strangest thing. That we kind of mentioned this last class, that Chassidus will talk about everything. Everything. It'll talk about the level of Pshat, the simple level. It'll talk about Kabbalah. It'll talk about stories in the Torah. And there's almost like there's no boundaries. Like these things have their particular realms, their particular zones. You can't mix them. Chassidus comes and just discusses everything. But it energizes each and everything with this essential point, this energy that you can't really put your finger on. When you learn Chassidus and you say, what is the sentence here that really is the Chassidus, that really makes that gets things going over here? It's hard to find because you can't. It's elusive. It's very elusive because on the one hand it's completely removed, on the other hand it permeates everything. If it's hard to understand what I'm saying, don't worry. The Rebbe is going to give us a very detailed example of how Chassidus energizes every single level of Torah and revitalizes it using a very basic example. And that's going to be, we're holding section 8 now, it's going to be section 9 and on. This is probably the example the Rebbe gives and how the Rebbe analyzes it and how the Rebbe shows that Chassidus makes this topic live, is probably what this Sikha is famous for, the most famous for at least. We'll get there soon, God willing, over the next few days. Have a great day.